What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 11th Hour Gaming Channel. I am AJ Gels. Guys, this is my weekly show, the 11th Hour. This goes live every Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Basically what I do, I gather news from all over the place. You know, I talk about news stories. I sometimes talk about my opinion on the news stories, this, that, and the other thing. Always remember, though, if I ever don't cover something in the show, I want you guys to go into the comments, post a link to an article, or bring something up in the comments. I'm always happy to talk with you guys, really about anything. You know, I'll talk about, you know, you want to talk to me, you want to have somebody safe, talk about something about your life, talk to me. I'm always happy to talk. I don't know, I'm not a trained professional or anything, I'm just saying. You want to talk video games, you want to talk politics, you want to talk this, you want to talk that, always happy to talk with you guys in the comments. You also remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, you enjoy any video on the channel, please help me grow this channel if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Other than that, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and my website down in the description below. This is also just kind of a quick, I'm trying to think the word here, public service announcement, starting next week on the June 28th, I will be out of town, so I will not be at my house, you know, working as I usually do. This shouldn't impact this show. The show should still go live, noon Eastern on, next Friday. But for a couple days, I will not be posting any Let's Plays, or any of those videos, so just so anybody knows, no, I'm not dead. I'm just, you know, out of town. So that also means that I am pushing back my, the Let's Plays of, the Technomancer and 7 Days to Die. Those will be, pushed back, to July 1st when I, you know, get back home. I'm also, if I can get my hands on it, gonna do, Star Ocean, 5, Integrity and Faithlessness. So that's kind of a look at what's coming up, look at next week. Anything else? No, I think that's about it. I felt like there was something else I wanted to say. I can't remember. Either way, news. Richard Ledbetter, that's a fun name, claims that PS4 Neo will be releasing this year, according to his sources. And I quote, several sources have indicated to me that PlayStation Neo launches this year despite its E3 no-show, end quote. That is from Ledbetter. The article also calls him a reliable kind of source, a reference, saying, and this is quoting the article, confirmed the codename and specifications for the PS4 Neo well before Sony's official confirmation article. That was from the article about why Ledbetter is a reliable source on this. Articles by Joe Screbbles of IGN. And then kind of continuing on the PS4 Neo news, the president of Worldwide Studios, Shuhei Yoshida, for Sony Interactive Entertainment, says, and I quote, a new high-end PS4 is still PS4, so the life cycle is not going to be shorter, end quote. And then Sony Interactive Entertainment president, Andrew House, also says, and I quote, sitting alongside and complementing the standard PS4, end quote. Article by Nicole Carpenter of IGN. Now, with that second one is, I'm assuming that means that that the Neo is basically it's not making the PS4s like it's a new console. I'm assuming what this means is it's just an advanced mid-generation upgrade. So, you know, this isn't. I'm assuming this. What they're saying is this does nothing to their schedule for whenever they're going to have the PS5 or the PS whatever the hell it's going to be. And the first one, again, I have no real comment on that other than the fact that if it releases this year, I'm gonna have to sell my PS4 because I'm gonna upgrade. Because with this one, I'm gonna upgrade to the Neo when I can get it. With my Xbox One, I'm not going to go to the S until I find out when Project Scorpio is going to be released. Because my whole thing is, well, and especially because I think right now it's looking that Scorpio is going to release somewhere in 2017. The way I look at it, why upgrade to Xbox One S next, you know, in the next half of the year when I can just wait 6 months and then get 6 months to a year and get the Scorpio. You know, it's just, I'm not a guy who needs multiple consoles. I'm going to have one and I'm going to sell my other one and then use that money to help buy the next one. My personal opinion, and my own way I'm doing these things. So really, I have no, I guess, strong opinions on any of this. But I guess moving on, apparently there have been thoughts that, along with the rumors that the Nintendo NX is going to go back to cartridge, which I think is just lunacy. Apparently there was a theory that that it would be a digital only console, kind of like what I believe the Xbox One originally was thought of to be. But GameStop CEO Paul Raines basically has confirmed that the Nintendo NX will feature in physical media, basically saying, and I quote, "It will have physical media, we will play a role in it, our pre-owned business will also play a role, so we're excited about that," end quote. Currently, though, there is no confirmation on the cartridge rumor. Why would they go back to cartridge? Article by Article by Matt Porter of IGN. Wait. No, I'm sorry, I skipped one. I'm sorry. The NX article was by Joe Scrubbles of IGN. I'll get back to what I skipped in a second. But no, I mean, this is, I guess, good for people like me who is... I still buy retail. I prefer retail, unless I'm buying for PC, then I buy on Steam. But I prefer retail when I can get it. It's just something about having the physical disc. I think it's just the way I grew up. It's a thing with me. You know, but I guess when I'm not going to switch to digital until I have to switch to digital. Sorry, I'm sweating. It's really hot in my room. But no, I mean, I'm glad, you know, I don't know. I'm glad that GameStop as a store is going to stick around, because I really like them. I know a lot of people don't like GameStop. I personally do. You know, a lot of people don't like you go in, they try to sell you shit. I'm like, well, that's what they do. I've been to a few that people work there, they seem like they hate their fucking jobs, and I've heard that sometimes the conditions in GameStop aren't that great. But again, I sit there and go, guys, we're working with video games. Come on, have some fun. But no, I mean, but I think GameStop's really kind of preparing for this digital shift that's, I guess, kind of in the process of happening. It just won't happen with the NX. But I think they're preparing themselves for this digital shift to kind of keep GameStop as a thing, especially with Game Trust, their new kind of publishing wing. You know, I mean, like, I believe July 12th, Song of the Deep, in the Insomniac game that's being published by GameStop's publishing arm, Game Trust, drops. I'm planning on playing that here on the channel. Can't wait to see that, and I think that's a great move on GameStop's part. It seems like I'm rambling and going in a circle, I'm sorry. I think that's a great choice, or a great move on their part, to kind of help themselves when we do make this shift to all digital. It kind of keeps them, not relevant, but it keeps them in business. Now to the article that I skipped by Matt Porter of IGN. I apologize for that. Starting today, June 24th, PlayStation Plus will be open until June 27th. Now, if you live under a rock and don't know what PlayStation Plus is, basically it's what gives you access to online play. You can get discounts on the store. You can also, I believe, a free game a month, or 2 free games a month, something like that. There's a lot of benefits to it. I would suggest it. I really, you know, I need to renew my subscription. But currently, this free one that'll take place between today, the 24th, and the 27th, is online play only. It will not include the discounts or the free games. Throwing that out there. Speaking of free, the free Doom demo has been extended. If you're looking at me going, what? Doom demo. Go check out the Bethesda conference, or my coverage of the Bethesda conference also on the channel. Apparently the demo was announced at, like I said, Bethesda's conference, and basically is the first mission of the game, and was only supposed to run during the week of E3. And this is from the Doom Twitter. These next 2 things are from the Doom Twitter account, and I quote, "Due to popular demand, we're extending the hashtag Doom demo. Download now and hashtag fight like hell." End quote. And then later said, this was initially for, and I quote, "This was initially for E3 week only, but we figured, what the hell? End quote. Also, again, Doom Twitter. Article by Matt Porter of IGN. I think this is a great way to kind of, if you were kind of lukewarm on Doom when it launched, I think this is a great way to kind of get into it. I mean, because I think that for playing that first mission will hook you on Doom. That game was fucking awesome. It was bloody. It was. I told a friend. I told her, I think I told her that Doom is the grossest video game ever, and she's like, or I mean, maybe, you know what I mean when I say grossest ever. But yeah, she's like, what? And I'm like, it's awesome. It's violent. It's bloody. Heads are exploding and ripping people's arms off and bashing their heads in with their arms. And she's like, oh, okay, good now. But no, I think this is a great move by Bethesda. It really, I don't think, it doesn't keep Doom, again, like, relevant, but I think it keeps Doom out there, and it'll give more people the chance to try it, and I think once you try it, it will fucking hook you on. It will fucking hook you. Article by Matt Porter of IGN. Currently, though, I don't know to when the demo is going to run, but all I know is it is currently available for free. I believe at Doom.com, it's at Doom's website. Go check that out. I had a bunch of Matt Porter. Another article by Matt Porter. Yacht Club Games is currently working on 2 new campaigns for the popular game Shovel Knight, and will release them for free. Doesn't everybody just love free stuff? Anybody go in the comments and tell me, what was Shovel Knight like? I didn't play Shovel Knight. I keep hearing from people that it's great. I hear people that that love it, can't stop singing its praises. I believe IGN called it a must play. Never played Shovel Knight. All I've heard is that it's really good, though. So, if any of you know, please tell me down in the comments. Now, if you're unlike me and are excited for the upcoming Ghostbusters film, you can also purchase the Ghostbusters Ultimate Bundle. You will receive a free code for the upcoming Ghostbusters movie. Basically, it'll be a digital code that you can then use to download the movie for free. The game will release on July 12th for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, while the film releases July 15th. The code will also be given to you at a later date, I'm assuming through email or something, I don't know. But this is just so, because, you obviously can't download the movie while it's in theaters, so, I guess once it comes out, then you can get it. Or, again, once you get your code, I'm pretty sure you can get the game. The Ultimate Bundle will cost $65, while the game on its own will cost $50. And I'm speaking in American currency. If you can't tell by my accent or my voice, I am American, or the USA, whatever. You know what people know what I mean. I don't know. I'm trying. This is my own way of being politically correct, and I'm not very good at it. The Ultimate Edition will include free DLC for the game. You can also get access to that DLC if you pre-order just the normal plain $50 version. Article by Nicole Carpenter of IGN. Now, I didn't even know that there was a Ghostbusters game in the works. And I'm sure there's already people trying to get into the comment section calling me sexist because I have no interest in the upcoming Ghostbusters movie. And no, it's not because they're women. My issue with the upcoming Ghostbusters movie is, and I'm gonna get hate for this, I didn't like the other ones. I mean, I liked the first one was good, and then I didn't like the other ones. And I mean, I'll get into this because I keep saying this, and I've seen it multiple times. People keep wanting to say, it was so much better, and I look at them and go, why? And again, the only reason, because the only thing that they really change is a female lead. It bugs me when games do it, movies do it all the time. When they do reboots, they change this and that. I don't know. I mean, it's like so many people freaking out about. And again, maybe I just missed something, but Star Wars Episode 7, not a huge fan. I mean, I liked the movie. It was a good movie. Still, I thought it was just basically Episode 4, or A New Hope. It was that, except Rey, who is equivalent to A New Hope's Luke, is a woman. People loved it. What's the difference? There's a man, it's a woman. Who gives a shit? I'm like, she was well written. Ridley Scott, I believe. Yeah, Ridley Scott did a great job as the actor, or the actress. Maybe it's actor now. I'm not sure what, again, the PC term is for that. I don't know. I'm not a person who gives a shit what gender we make characters. You know what I mean? I don't care. Write them well, whatever. I'm probably making myself sound extremely sexist by going into this, but it just bugs me when people call me that, and I'm just like, I'm not. I just don't give a crap. So, but I hate it when people start saying, well, it's great because we changed the genders. I'm like, that doesn't change anything. I'm done. I promise you. I'm gonna stop it. Moving on. Article by Nicole Carpenter of IGN. Christ. After a 3-year legal battle, Hello Games can finally title their new upcoming hit No Man's Sky. Yes, I know what you're thinking. No Man's Sky? I thought that was already announced as the title. Well, apparently the dispute with Sky TV was over the word Sky in the title. I'm not shitting you. This is a fucking thing. Studio founder Sean Murray took to Twitter saying, "Yay, we finally settled with Sky. They own the word Sky. We can call our game No Man's Sky. 3 years of secret, stupid, legal nonsense over." Later posting, the same folks who made Microsoft change SkyDrive to OneDrive. So it was pretty serious. Again, OneDrive being Microsoft's like online storage device, was apparently originally going to be called SkyDrive, but apparently it can't now because of a legal battle between that. I'm like, really? That company owns the word Sky, and if you're going to put that in a title? Although, you know, I'm kind of sitting here going, oh, man, I actually can't name you a video game with Sky in its title. No, I can't. If maybe it's just because what I'm trying to think, but if you know of one, put it in the comments. Article by Alex Osborne of IGN. God, this next one, I find this very interesting, and I can't wait for this game. The upcoming God of War game, or the new God of War entitled simply God of War, is a story. And this is directly from the article. I think they described it very well. And I quote, about a father who has made a million mistakes, who has consistently made the wrong choices in life. Rather than accepting responsibility for those choices, he has lashed out in anger at everyone around him. That would be Kratos, our hero. End quote. And like I said, that was directly from the article. And I'm trying to find creative director Cory Barlog was kind of talking with Polygon, who this article was on, basically saying that basically saying that, you know, like the family that Kratos has in this new game is they are a new family of his, since this game takes place after God of War 3, and basically we have no explanation of how he survived God of War 3. I'm talking about it like I know. I didn't play God of War. I've played one or two of the God of War games. I've not played them all. Poo-poo on me. But I don't know exactly how God of War 3 ended. But apparently it ended with something that we presumed Kratos died. But apparently he didn't, and made his way into Norse mythology out of Greek mythology. But currently we do not know the name of Kratos' new family, his son and wife. We don't know their names, but this is not the family that Kratos was tricked into killing. So not his original daughter and wife that he wore the ashes of on his skin. God of War is a weird game. And like I said, it's also unknown how he survived in God of War 3. Apparently, both, the reason we don't know his family's names, it's important to the plot, and apparently how he survived in 3 is a big reason as to why this game isn't a reboot, or isn't an outright reboot. Basically, it's a thematic thing. Basically, Barlog continues and kind of equates the games to seasons of Harrow, basically kind of calling it like the Greek era. The Greek era, basically, Kratos was an asshole. He was a dick, you know. But you know, in like the which I guess is similar to Oliver Queen in the first season of Arrow. I fucking love that show. But it continues into season 2. You know, we see Oliver kind of slowly getting softer and being more of a person and be opening up to people a lot more as the seasons progress. But basically saying that this is kind of how Kratos is. You know, in the original, he's an asshole. You know, he's very angry. He's lashing out. But in this one, basically he's trying to, and I'm going to quote the article again, to learn to control his rage, make smarter choices, to be a better person, end quote. Article by Philip Kohler of Polygon. And now there's like another, there was a very long article. I'd suggest you go check it out and read it if you're interested. But no, I think this is a fantastic direction for God of War. God of War to me, it was hack and slash. It was, sorry, I grabbed something. I'm trying to describe my exact feelings of God of War franchise. I mean, it was fun. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, "Ooh, there's boobs." Jeez, I was a dumb kid. But no, I mean, it's just there was plot. I like Greek mythology. I love mythology. Period. Be it Greek or Norse. But I don't know. There was something about it that just never made me really fall in love with it and follow the stories and all. I don't know. But I think this is a fantastic direction because I think this is if the other ones were mature for the fact that there's nudity and we're ripping shit in half and blood's going everywhere and we're cutting everything with swords. If that's why that game was a mature game, I think this one is a mature game in the sense of the theme and the story it's telling. I think it's going much deeper into Kratos as a person. In how he's trying to, I guess, make amends for what he did or try and do it right this time. Sorry, my voice cracked. Like the article kept saying, I think there was another quote by Barlog kind of talking about it with this one. It's kind of like where in the past, you make a mistake, Kratos would rage, it would freak out. Well, in this one, now that he's a father and with his child, it's kind of you make a mistake, well, you have to live with it and keep moving on and keep pressing forward. And I think this is a fantastic direction for this game franchise. I cannot wait for it. We don't have a release date currently, but keep your eye out for God of War on PS4. That's also not the only God of War news that I have for you. There's a little small add-on. God of War will not feature multiplayer. Article by Joe Scrubbles of IGN. I didn't know God of War ever had multiplayer, but apparently God of War Ascension did. Apparently IGN was saying it was a very good... I guess they were calling it was a distraction from the game, but it was very well done and it made sense. So I don't know how God of War works in multiplayer, but the new one will not feature multiplayer. NetherRealm creative director Ed Boon says that the studio is taking a, quote, more aggressive approach to DLC for Injustice 2. NetherRealm also being the studio who did Mortal Kombat X. Sorry. I really, again, I feel bad because I have no real article by Alex Osborne of IGN. I have no real, comments on this because I didn't play the first Injustice. Maybe I will now that the sequel's happening, and I don't know. I'm not a big fighting game guy. It's just, I've never really liked them. Although, Ed Boon, in this next article, like I said, he was the creative director of both Mortal Kombat X or is it Mortal Kombat 10? I say X. Mortal Kombat X and Injustice 2. Boon basically says that he's open to the idea of a fighting game, but with all horror movie characters. The article kind of uses this as its kind of like subheading, right after the title. IGN usually puts something like either it's like a little joke or basically summarizes the article in a few words. Basically, it said Freddy versus Jason versus Predator versus the Babadook. I don't know what that last one is. But no, I think that game would be really fun. I would play that. I think that's I don't know. I don't know why I think that would be fun, but I'd love to see Jason fight the Predator. I put money on Predator. Article by Joe Scrubbles of IGN. let's see here. If you're playing Halo 5, or still playing Halo 5 Guardians, Halo 5 Guardians new multiplayer mode Warzone Firefight will be available June 29th. Article by Jonathan Dornbush of IGN. According to Hideo Kojima, his new studio is deciding between 2 game engines, and then the full production will begin on Death Stranding. This is about like the last thing that they're doing. They're very close. This is what Kojima said to Eurogamer, and I quote, "We are getting to a very good point about how we are feeling about visuals, so we are very close to making a decision on the game engine," and continues, "and once that is decided, we will be in full production," end quote. Article Nicole Carpenter of IGN. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of said, you don't have that decided yet? But I don't know. Or you brought that to E3 and you haven't even brought down you haven't even picked a game engine yet. That's a little weird to me, but Kojima, he's a... I don't know. Kojima, when I say video, I love the whole video games are art. I think video games are art. But I hate artists. I don't know. I can never get along with artists. They're too... I don't know the word. They're not too... It's not thoughtful. They're very... I don't know. Maybe I just don't meld with creative that well. I'm more of a... Basically, if I like to use this the toolbox metaphor. What kind of tool would you be? For me, it'd be a hammer. That's my problem solving. It's brute force, straight. You just straight on. You know what I mean? I think more forward than I think around or over. So it's like if I was facing a brick wall, my solution to get past it would be go through, not around or over. So. Again, maybe that's why I don't get along with artists. I don't know why I'm talking about how I get along with artists, but I think Hideo Kojima, I think out of everyone in the games industry, I think Hideo Kojima is the most close to an artist. This guy, he's weird. He really loves to mess with people's brains. Like, I just finished Metal Gear Solid 5, or like the second chapter. I'll be putting that up in the channel later today. And at the end of the game, holy crap, that was some weird shit. Again, I wouldn't put past anything by Kojima or his new studio, so this game may come out somewhere in the near future. Or maybe he's just lying completely about this. Just lying completely. Maybe it's like it's in production right now. But I don't know. Who the hell knows with Kojima? Article by Nicole Carpenter of IGN. If you're excited for mods on PS4 for Fallout 4, you may have to wait longer than we thought. Bethesda is currently having 3 big issues. One being, and I quote, this is from the article, says PC textures are used, so it's kind of a problem with rendering. Sound files there's a problem with Sony's proprietary sound format. Again, from the article, because I didn't know that Sony had a proprietary sound format, and the fact that the mod storage limit is 900 megabytes. There we go. I don't know. I'm still questioning how mods on console are going to work. I need to check it out on my Xbox One. But anybody out there, if you know how it works, head down. Inform us in the comments. But still, mods on PS4 for Fallout 4 are still set to hit next month. Article Matt Porter of IGN. Now this is very interesting. Anybody knows? I'm a Ubisoft guy. I love Ubisoft games. And this fall's big game by Ubisoft, unlike usual years, is not an Assassin's Creed game. Sad day for me because I love that franchise. It's Watch Dogs 2. I'm still very excited for this game. But apparently, this is an interesting bit of information. Apparently, there will be no map unlocking towers in Watch Dogs 2. You're basically just going to have to explore. And basically, that's in Fallout 4, there were the bell towers, they were the radio towers in Fallout 3. AC has the viewpoint, the eagle viewpoints. That unlock points on the map or clear kind of like a fog off your map. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. Mostly because I'm like, okay. I mean, I personally, I kind of liked them, especially the ones in the original Watch Dogs, because I thought they were fun little. They're like little bases. They're kind of like the outposts in Fallout 3 and 4. Or I guess all the Fallout franchise. They're kind of like those outposts that you had to get into, that you had to break into and, hack and all that. I kind of like that. Maybe something like that is still in the game, but not to unlock parts of the map. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still looking forward to Watch Dogs. I believe this November. I believe the 14th. I could be wrong on that. Article by Joe Scrubbles of IGN. Now, the final thing that I'm going to talk about today, and this is interesting because this isn't necessarily news. This is an opinion article, and you can go find the full opinion article by Brian Crescente, Polygon. He wrote this opinion article basically about how guns and games and real world violence. Now, going into this, I'm sitting there going, well, God damn it, more of this bullcrap, because I still stand by it, and even after reading the article, I still hold to my guns. I see his point, though, but I still stick to my guns. I stick to my guns, ironic. But no, I mean, I still, I don't know. I mean, the way I see it is that I don't think that violence in video games causes violence in real people. I believe there are some people who there are some people who are just going to act violent. They're going to commit some sort of act of violence, but they just need that thing to give them the idea of what or how to do it. For sometimes it's video games, sometimes it's TV, sometimes it's this, that, or the other thing. You know what I mean? If it's not video games, it's something else. Yes, I understand that, but this is me saying, but that's not a problem with games. I think that's a problem with mental health in our country. Yes, I know that's the big thing that the Republicans who keep trying to keep gun reform, kind of held down. They say, well, it's a mental health problem. I'm saying, yeah, it is. There is a mental health problem in this country, and we should do something about it. Not, well, there's a problem. All right, let's fucking do something about it. I sit here going, because I've been technically, to the state of Indiana, I'm disabled. I have minor autism, and that wasn't found out till about a year and a half ago when I got in college. So, but again, to the state of Indiana, I am technically disabled. But again, in just going through that and how my university has to deal, and what I have to deal with to get the accommodations that I'm trying to think of the word here, that I can get through the Americans with Disabilities Act. The accommodations, it's so hard to get them because we're told, if it's something that's not about testing, because my whole thing has to do with stress and anxiety, and I sit and I basically take my tests, and I get extra time and I take my tests and kind of like by myself in a room. Well, the thing, but if it's anything past that, they direct me to the same people who do the testing who can't do anything else for me. I sit there and go, fuck. Sorry, I tangented. But again, I think it's a mental health issue. I think it's a problem that, yes, guns are too easy to access. But I read this guy's article. I'm sorry, and I promise I'll try and stay on track. I'm sorry, I tangent really easy. But reading this guy's article, he's saying that he's going to the Games for Change Expo, and going to talk with some psychologists and whatnot on how and this is just something interesting because I never thought about this, and because he's making more of a specific point of guns in video games as opposed to violence. This, he's like, because he brings up this analogy, or I guess story, anecdotal evidence. He's playing with his kid, playing Call of Duty. I think the kid was 12. Like, I watched my dad play Grand Theft Auto when I was like 12 or something. Okay. But again, so he's playing that, but as the kid's grown up, he's noticed that, like the kids know more about guns, more about, not just how to tell the difference between an AK-47 and I think some sort of Remington rifle. But not just that, but, the stopping power and the accuracy and what sort of modifications can go on those guns. And I sit there and go, yeah, you know what they do in the virtual setting? I'm like, and I'm assuming they're similar to the world, to like real world setting. I mean, he's saying, it's almost, it's kind of chilling to, or kind of frightening to hear his kid talk about that, and I'm like, why? I mean, I mean, he's just talking. I mean, I also, yes, I believe in gun reform and gun control. I believe in that, but I also believe, yeah, the Second Amendment does exist, and yes, we are allowed to have guns. I'm like, so what? The kid's talking about guns. I'm like, so, he's not saying, he's not talking about his, like, do you think your kid's going to go out and commit an act of violence with a gun? Are you afraid that the kid is going to go shoot up his school? No? What's the problem here? But I guess I kind of understand his fear with that, and he's kind of laughing the fact that now that his kid's like 15, he's playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive and the whole thing with the knives and the fun skins for the knives. But again, I sit there and go, he's, just kind of brings up the point that he's like, video games kind of, they make us think kind of like guns. I'm not saying like toys. I'm trying to think exactly how he kind of describes them. Like, but we don't think about this because in video games we don't have the fact that you can trip and shoot yourself with a gun. That a kid can find a gun lying on the ground. That you can drop a gun and shoot somebody. Like, we don't have this stuff in video games. While that is in real life. Which again, I sit here and go, very true. In continuing, he's also saying, he also brings up this kind of odd, not paradox, like I think he called it a dichotomy, this kind of weird thing between what developers are saying. If you watched any of the E3 press conferences, a couple of them were making statements about the Orlando shooting, which again, tragic event, worst mass shooting in American history. Again, it's just an awful event. But, he brings up the fact that these developers are talking about, how sad and tragic it is, but then they're also making games with guns in them. And I still sit here and go, yeah, and I mean, but again, I sit here and go, but they're not saying boo to the guns, they're saying boo to the person. You know what I mean? And again, I think we're quick to, because I think some people are quick to blame the gun. I'm like, no, the problem isn't the gun itself. The problem is the easy access to the gun. The problem is the person holding the gun, and the fact that why is it so easy to get an assault rifle in America today? Those are the problems, not just a gun on its own. And again, if you know somebody who's been a victim of gun violence, and it seems like I'm trivializing this, I apologize. I promise I know it's not a small matter, and it's not something to laugh about, but I still sit here and go, but it's a video game. It's fiction. You can be saying the same thing about not allowing guns on TV, not allowing guns in books, not, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm getting at, but again, I would definitely suggest you go check out this Brian Crescenti article on Polygon. I retweeted it. You can find, again, my Twitter's in the comments below. But again, I know I've been kind of dragging on with this, but this whole violence in video games causes it in real life thing really gets to me. Kind of my core, because I think a lot of people would say because before I had my all my shit figured out with the autism and whatnot, because now I take stress medications and whatnot, and it keeps me more just more level, because the way my brain processed stress, it somehow crossed the signal between stress and anger. And just, I'd get I was really easily paranoid. Again, while I'm stressed out, if something just small ticked me off, I would explode at it. Like, that was a problem. And I forgot what the point I was making with this. Shit. what was it? Oh, I'm comparing this. You know, like that was a thing that was, you know, I guess kind of in my head, and but I guess some people would say, well, that was a problem with you playing video games so much from a kid. I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, so I've played video games for a long time, but I've always known that a video game is fictional. You know, I've never, in my anger, thought of running out and shooting somebody like I would in a video game because it's fucking fictional. You know, yeah, I've thought about punching somebody in their face or keying somebody's car. There's only one person I've thought about that, and I really fucking hate that guy. Again, that's a story for a different day. But again, I've never thought of running out and shooting somebody or doing something I've seen in a video game. It's just because I'm like, fictional, this is real life. If I actually did that, that person would die, and I don't want that. I want to beat the crap out of them. I don't want them dead. But again, it's because I can make this distinction between the fictional and the real. And I think a lot of people, majority of people who play video games, and I'd say vast majority of people who play video games know, yeah, that's fake. This is real. So again, I just think this is a poor argument. Although I really do like the way that this man put this argument and put his thoughts onto paper. If my thoughts just came off as a jumbled weird ball, I'm sorry. I can, if you ever want, I can sometime make a video and try and be a little more linear with my thought process. But no, I mean, but again, I mean, that's my final thought on that. It's just I don't think there is any connection. I don't think there's any sort of connection between the fact that there are guns in video games and problems with guns in real life. Although I do kind of laugh though, because I sit here and I think about, well, okay, what all games am I playing? I'm playing Alan Wake, guns. Metal Gear Solid 5, guns. The Division, guns. You know, I'm sitting here going through games. You know, I'm like, oh, that's a gun. That's a gun. That's a gun. Watch Dogs 2 is a gun. Well, you know, I'm thinking the Techromancer doesn't have guns, but it's got some sort of swords and magic. The Witcher, swords and magic. You know, I'm like counting down all the games that are coming up that I'm gonna be playing, and I'm saying, man, all of those I believe involve either a gun or a sword. Huh? I don't know. It's kind of funny when you think about it. But there you go, guys. That's my show. I got kind of weird in this one. I don't know why. I don't know. If any of my points didn't come across as clear, yeah, I'm sorry. Ask me if you. Jesus, even this thought isn't coming across clear. If you want me to elaborate more linear on any of my thoughts, please tell me in the comments. I'll do a separate video and I'll post it to the channel. Crap, I'm sorry. I'm like dehydrated or something right now. Seriously, guys, thank you for watching. Like I said earlier, Facebook, Twitter, my website in the description. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the videos. You want to see more anything I do, please hit me up in the comments. Christ, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go take a nap or something, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, tune in next week. I'm AJ Gales. This is the Untitled Gaming Channel, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm out.